If you want to give yourself a headache, just go on Twitter. After a couple of scrolls, you're going to lose so many brain cells that you're going to have no more brain cells and your head is going to be just full of ache. I'm not even exaggerating anything. This is the reality. A couple of days ago, I was on Twitter actually, and I follow a lot of Beyonce accounts. Maybe that's my own fault. I follow a lot of Beyonce accounts, so my feed is full of Beyonce. And I saw this one tweet that I really wish I screenshotted, but I totally forgot to. And if I find it, I'll show it to you guys. But basically the tweet said, if at 8:53 p.m. Beyonce said to cease fire, then by 9 p.m. the fire would have been seized. And I had to read it like 5 times to make sure I'm actually reading it correctly. I mean, now that I think about it, maybe it was a joke, but knowing the Beehive, sometimes y'all are delusional and y'all be thinking that things like this can actually happen. I would consider myself the Beehive, but I'm not crazy though. But some of y'all are crazy, so I can't tell when you guys are joking or not. This got me thinking about the power that some of y'all think your favorite celebrities have. We need to remember that we're all humans in the end of the day. We all came out of the same womb. We were in the stomach for 9 months. Maybe less if you are not prenatal. And in the end of the day, we're all humans. I mean, there are differences though. They're like millionaires, they have 5 mansions and all that. So there are differences. For the most part, if you strip all of that away, we are all basically the same. And to give your favorite celebrity so much power to the point where you think they can end wars, end racism, end sexism, we need to get your priorities reevaluated, because no. And I remember that time where Beyonce even had to let y'all know that God is God and she is not, because some of y'all were getting the lines blurred and y'all were doing too much. But on a more serious note, for the past couple of years, I have noticed, especially after the huge Black Lives Matter movement back in 2020, after George Floyd passed away, well, was murdered. But after the huge Black Lives Matter movement, I've been seeing a lot of people start to call out celebs for not speaking out about certain topics, such as social movements, political issues, basically anything that's happening around the world. And I do get it, because back in 2020 when the George Floyd thing happened, I was literally going on a rampage calling out everyone. Like, I wasn't even only calling out celebrities, I was calling out everyone, like my peers. I'm like, if you're silent, then you hate Black people. Or I was posting shit like, if I don't see any posts today, then it looks like I'm losing some friends. Like, my posts were kind of cringe if I look. They were low-key cringe. Like, I don't know why I was doing that. Black Lives Matter movement back then in 2020 was huge. It was everywhere. So me trying to force people to post about it wasn't effective for the movement at all. And finally, when the people who I was pressing so hard to post about Black Lives Matter finally posted, guess what happened? Racism ended, sexism ended, microaggressions were gone, Karens were abolished. It was like a new day. When they finally did their little story post about Black Lives Matter, absolutely nothing happened. Well, I'm not gonna say nothing happened, but it didn't really do much, and I really had to reevaluate why I was focused so hard on these people posting. I feel like the petitions, the protests, and just everyone coming together and condemning what was happening really helped, but just posting on social media and demanding celebrities to post about it didn't really do much, if I'm being honest. And when I noticed that I was going so hard for people to post instead of actually doing the work, realized that I had to reevaluate my priorities, and I was like, why am I giving all these celebrities so much power? And that's why personally, I don't care when celebrities speak about important issues, and I don't feel the need to hound them to speak about social movements or political movements or anything like that. And I really do feel like we give a lot of power to celebrities, specifically actors, singers, songwriters, producers, all of that. We give them a lot of power and think that they have so much control and influence on actual issues that are beyond them. Because the fact that y'all think Beyonce can end wars tells me everything I need to know. And there are so many different opinions on this topic, so I am going to present both so you can form your own opinion by the end of this video. I don't expect everyone to agree with me on this video, and I would actually love if you disagree, because then we can have an interesting conversation in the comments below. But anyways, I am talking too much and I don't have that much time, so I want to get into this video. Let's talk about celebrity activism. Do we need it, or can we live without it? Let's get into it. Yeah. So here's a little disclaimer, even though I feel like my past 3 videos have all had disclaimers, but I just gotta let y'all know, just so y'all don't drag me in the comments below. I want to make it clear that this video is not discussing what's happening in Palestine, Sudan, or Congo. I have left resources down below if you're not sure what's happening or ways you can help, but I'm sure you know what's happening if you've been on the internet. In this video, we're not arguing about who's right or what's wrong. This channel is a free Palestine, free Congo, and free Sudan space. The focus of this video is if celebrity activism helps and if we really need it, because because this is a really popular discussion that's been going around and I've been seeing it for weeks on my timeline. So that's why I wanted to bring it to YouTube and just discuss it with you guys. So before you leave your comment, just keep that in mind. And yeah, now let's get into the video. Okay, first I want to talk about the social media effect. Social media has undoubtedly transformed the way we communicate, the way we connect, and the way we engage with the world. We are all so much more connected than we have ever been in our entire lives, which is, I guess, a good thing if you have family across the world, but also a bad thing because I feel like we're a little bit too connected. I mean, we have platforms like Twitter, which basically has no filter or no type of censor. So when anything is happening around the world, you can post the unfiltered and raw footage there, and we can see what's happening unfolding in real time. We are at a stage in our lives where we don't need the news to know what's happening in the world. Just go on Twitter, just go on social media, just go on Instagram, and you can see what's happening. And in this hyper-connected age, I feel like the public is so hungry for instant reactions from celebrities in particular. And this places a lot of burden on them to speak about every single hot button issue that's happening around the world. Because in the end of the day, they're celebrities. They're meant to entertain. They're not meant to be political activists or people who are advocates for certain social movements. Sometimes it even feels like we need celebrities' voices and thoughts to guide how we should feel ourselves about certain issues. And when we have things that are serious, like what's happening in Palestine, Congo, or Sudan, you should not need a celebrity to tell you how to feel about it. Last time I checked, they did not sign up to be social justice activists. We shouldn't even want them in those roles in the first place because they are not equipped to handle or to be leaders in times like this. And this is not an example of celebrity activism, but I feel like it's a good example of how the public is so hungry for instant reactions from celebrities. It actually happened this year with Zendaya and actually Angus Cloud. I remember when Angus Cloud unexpectedly passed away earlier this year, may his soul rest in peace, because that death was a shock to me and a shock to a lot of people. If you don't know, Angus Cloud was best known for being on the show Euphoria, where he acted with Zendaya. In the same day that it was announced that he passed away, people were already expecting a statement from Zendaya. They were already hounding and harassing her for statements, and I was shocked because when I saw that he passed away, my first thought wasn't of Zendaya. I don't even know what my thoughts were, but I was just in shock. But I definitely was not thinking of or expecting Zendaya to write a public statement. Literally within the same hour, it's announced that he died. It's just really inconsiderate and just ridiculous, in my opinion, to expect someone who lost their close friend and their co-worker to immediately run to social media to make a post. Grief looks different for everyone, and the fact that people were already waiting or expecting Zendaya to make a post literally the same day he passed away is crazy. Like, it's actually crazy. And that's one reason why I don't like social media sometimes, because I feel like we are so connected and we all expect everyone to make a statement within 2.5 seconds of something huge happening. Let's hear some food for thought. If you lost someone close to you, what would be your first reaction? Probably not to run to social media and to post about it and be like, oh my God, like this happened. It's definitely not your first thought to do. I mean, you can definitely do it later on, but it's not my first thought and it shouldn't be yours. She did end up posting a very heartfelt message to Angus, and it was a really beautiful one, and it was really sad. And she really didn't have to even make the statement if she didn't want to, because who are we to demand that she shares her feelings about her friend's passing with us on social media? I wish I took screenshots of the comments that were harassing her to post about Angus. I can't find them anymore. I feel like they're probably deleted or something, but I saw some comments that were reacting to it, so I'm gonna read them to you guys. It's so sick that her friend just died and people were mad that her first instinct wasn't to post on Instagram. And I agree, because this is just showing me that social media has really tainted our perception of real life. Real life and social media are two different things, let's be honest. So the fact that you think that she has to post about her friend's death, to y'all who she doesn't even know, no, she doesn't have to do that. Please be kind and patient, as grief looks different for everyone. So this is what Zendaya said in her post about Angus, just to let you know. This is a good reminder that grief looks different for everyone. It's unfair to demand them to make a post right after a loved one has passed away. I'm glad Zendaya said this because she was getting harassed to make a post about Angus. And this comment is spot on, because to demand that a celebrity makes a post about something that happened to them that's personal just because you guys feel like you're entitled to have it, no. There is a danger of assuming that what happens on social media is an accurate depiction of someone's life or feelings. As Zendaya emphasized, grief is complex and it looks different for everyone. Zendaya facing criticism for not posting about Angus's death as soon as it happened is an illustration of the toxic expectations that can emerge on social media. And this example with Zendaya just illustrates how we expect celebrities and people who are just popular in general to share how they feel about certain issues. And I feel like we need their voices in times of distress. And we should not rely on them for that, because that's not what they're equipped to do and that's not their profession. And even though this example was more of a close to home example for Zendaya, not a social movement, a lot of celebrities are still being pressed to talk about issues that are beyond their expertise, and we need to really evaluate that and understand why we're asking them to do this. Nowadays, I feel like we're giving too much power and giving too much attention to celebrities, especially in times like this where people are dying. Like, we do not need celebrities to be the center of these movements, and we don't need their voices to be there. Just because you have money and fame, it does not make you a good leader. Let's keep it a buck. A lot of famous people with a lot of money, they're not good people. While social media has revolutionized the way we access and share information, certain users, especially y'all on Twitter, need to learn how to approach social media with a more empathetic mindset and more rational mindset, if I'm being honest. Understanding the boundaries between the virtual world and the real world is crucial to maintaining healthy relationships within the digital realm. But y'all don't know how to do that, so let's talk about it. Y'all give celebrities too much power. Just check out this video from Shawn Mendes running away from fans. Like, why? The power that y'all give to celebrities is insane, because the way you guys worship the ground that they step their feet on is just crazy. And I really do feel like some fandoms actually need to be studied, especially One Direction fans, because I remember when they first came out, y'all were crazy. I guess I'll say, for the most part, 90% of the people in fandoms are normal. Then I feel like it's the other 10% that do the most and give the whole fandom a bad look. And if you're a teenager, tween, or just a young person, it does make sense to be infatuated with a celebrity because you're young and naive. That's how I was when Justin Bieber first came out. I was obsessed with him. Like, I had a wall full of Justin Bieber posters. Like, it was weird. Like, now that I think about it, that is so weird. But my whole wall just had Justin Bieber, his face all over it. And like, he was my background for my laptop. Did I have a pillowcase of him too? Yeah, I think. Either way, it was too much, but I was young. Like, I was like really young that time. Now, obviously, I'm not obsessed with him the same way. So I do understand when young people are obsessed with celebrities. But if you're like 16 and up, why? If you're 16 and up and you're obsessed with like certain people, you need to reevaluate that. Oh yeah, because I even remember one time, like, I was literally so extra. I forget how old I was. Everyone in my class knew that I love Justin Bieber. So my teacher gave me a Justin Bieber calendar, just a calendar, like not even tickets to see him, nothing. A calendar. So she gave me the calendar and she put it on my desk. So when I came in, I saw it and I was like, oh, like you. I literally did the most. Like, when I saw the calendar, I don't think I cried. But if I cried, I literally would slap myself. It was so embarrassing now that I think about it, because why? It was literally just a calendar and I was doing the most. Anyways, you know what? That's in the past. We don't have to bring up the past. But since we're talking about Justin Bieber, let's talk about Selena Gomez. So in this section, we're going to talk about all the female celebrities who have been dragged for not commenting on what's happening around the world. Selena Gomez, Taylor Swift, and Beyonce will be our focus. So let's get into it. But I just wanted to talk about her first, just to kind of get her out of the way, because I can't really defend what she's doing. Like, I was going to try, but I was like, nah, like, this girl is doing too much with her shenanigans and everything. Anyways, a couple days ago, Selena Gomez actually went on an Instagram rant defending her relationship with her new boyfriend, Benny Blanco, who is an American record producer and songwriter, I think. He's pretty popular because he's worked with Justin Bieber, Halsey, SZA, like a lot of people. So he's very well connected within the industry. So clearly Selena Gomez had time that day, because she replied to so many comments defending her relationship. And I even saw a Twitter thread that was breaking down everything. They literally took a screenshot of every single comment that she replied to, and it was a lot. And I was like, I don't think even I replied to that much comments. But there's one comment that I saw that sparked my interest, and it sparked a lot of people's interest, because someone basically said Selena Gomez is out here doing the most defending her relationship with Benny Blanco, but when she is asked to stand up for people who are dying, she goes mute. Look around, everybody. And basically Selena Gomez just replied and said, "You're right." Like, it's just a lot to break down between the interaction between Selena Gomez and this commenter. And I just want to mention that Selena Gomez did actually make a statement about what was happening. However, the statement was garbage, it was trash, and we really could have lived without it. She basically just focused on herself and centered herself in the whole situation. That's why I really feel like we should stop asking them. Because if you guys need to keep begging Selena Gomez to make a post, make a comment, Clearly, like, we know her priorities. I don't need to know the reason why she doesn't want to talk about it. I just don't care. I don't need Selena Gomez to tell me what to do. There are so many resources out there. There are so many ways to educate yourself and to find out what's happening and to take a stand and apply pressure. If you search her up on Google, it says that she's a singer, songwriter, actress, businesswoman, producer, and philanthropist. However, we don't know what her philanthropy supports, so maybe she's supporting Palestine. We don't know. But her music doesn't have a hint of activism in it. I barely even see her talk about stuff, and she does not come up as the most woke person anyways, so I don't think there's any reason to be begging her to post about it, because we all know what's happening. We can apply the pressure. We don't need Selena Gomez to do anything. However, I will say that Selena Gomez's response was not needed, and it was insensitive because she acknowledged what the user was saying and said nothing. What was the point of that? In fact, you should just kept quiet. And this is literally why I'm not interested in hearing what celebrities have to say about these certain issues. Like, yes, if you want to talk about it, that's great. Show support, show solidarity. But at the end of the day, I am not banking on them or expecting them to speak about situations like this. This is why I don't put them on a pedestal, because in the end of the day, they're probably not that good of a human being. And I'm not saying Selena Gomez is a bad person. However, celebrities, like 90% of them, are just not good people. The pressure on celebrities to be vocal on a wide spectrum of issues transcends the boundaries of their chosen fields. Whether they're an actor, musician, producer, athlete, that's not what they signed up for, and we should not impose those responsibilities on them. The expectation to be well-versed in politics, social justice, environmental concerns, and more becomes an intrinsic part of their personality or their public existence. And this relentless demand often extends beyond their areas of expertise. And pressuring them to navigate these areas with limited knowledge is just really unfair and just not called for. We don't need that. And yes, they can get educated and learn about what's happening, but so can all of we. We can all do that too. We shouldn't wait for celebrities to get educated on a certain issue and talk about it before we start paying attention to it. They are not teachers, they're not scholars, they're not diplomats, they're not any of that. That's not their role and that's not their job. We should not expect that out of them. We should be autonomous and be able to make decisions for ourselves and not need people who sing songs that we like be the ones who tell us what to do in serious instances like this. We should really focus our attention on people who are experts in this field and experts in what's been happening for the last 75 years, and they can actually guide us on how to help and how we can actually finally free the millions of people who are living under oppression. And Selena Gomez is not the only celebrity who has been hounded for statements on what's going on around the world. Beyonce, as I mentioned earlier, has been dragged for not making any statements about what's happening. She also has been dragged too for not talking about things that happen in her personal life too, just like Zendaya. When Tina Turner unfortunately passed away earlier this year, people were expecting Beyonce to talk about it like the same day, like the same hour that it was announced that Tina Turner passed away. People were expecting Beyonce to either cancel her show because she was on tour during that time or to make a statement. They were just expecting so much, and I'm just like, why when Tina Turner dies, your first thought is Beyonce? Well, if you're a fan of Beyonce, you know that Tina Turner is one of Beyonce's idols and inspirations, so that's why people were expecting her to talk about it. Still, I don't know why you guys expect her to make a whole statement on social media about what happened when she just found out, just like the rest of us. She did address Tina Turner's death at her show, but she didn't make a social media post about it. But I'm just like, she doesn't even have to. Like, she can grieve how she wants to grieve, you know what I mean? Anyways, let's fast forward to today. So Beyonce has recently released her concert film, and she made a post about it on Instagram where she was just basically thanking everyone for watching the movie and giving her good reviews. So a fan page on Twitter took a screenshot and posted that on Twitter, and they basically said, Beyonce, like, yay, we love you, something like that. And a user on Twitter retweeted what that fan page posted and basically said, that's cute, now we need a full paragraph bringing awareness to what's going on. And my first thought when I read that was, what more awareness do you need? If you're on social media, you definitely know what's happening. You definitely see what's happening. If you go on the news, you go on social media, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagram, if you're anywhere, you know what's happening, like point blank period. And I don't know what more she could bring in terms of spreading awareness, because as I said, it's everywhere. People know what's happening in Palestine, Congo, and Sudan. And if you don't know what's happening, you should not need Beyonce to tell you what's happening. There are experts in these topics that know what's happening, and they can actually direct you to know what to do to help these people. Why do you need Beyonce to tell you? Just because you like Beyonce, you'll listen to her? Because I do like Beyonce, but I'm not gonna go to her for social issues or political issues or anything that's really important. Yes, I can value her opinion, but only to a certain extent, because when it gets to things that are beyond her expertise and are actually serious, I'm not going to be going to her for that information, or I'm not going to be going to her or expecting her to spread awareness on something that I can easily learn about on my own. And I feel like there's a danger of potentially turning activism into a trend. Some celebrities might just hop on the bandwagon because it's trending, or because people keep forcing them to post about it. They might just post about it and just call it a day, just to basically have everyone shut up. But real change requires a sustained effort, not just a quick Instagram post. During the Black Lives Matter movement during 2020, you could not go on Instagram or social media without hearing and seeing about it. Like, it was everywhere. The black squares, someone was always posting about something. Like, it was literally everywhere. And now if you go on social media, you're not gonna see the amount of Black Lives Matter posts that you saw back in 2020. And yes, since then there has been change, but we still have a long way to go. And in the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people were just posting to cover their asses, and that's that. That's when I stopped obsessing over people and celebrities in particular about posting about Black Lives Matter movement, or just anything in general that's a huge social issue. I'd rather, and I feel like we should all just focus on signing petitions, spreading awareness if awareness needs to be spread, but signing petitions, donating, contacting your local governments, and just applying pressure to them. I feel like that's where our energy should be directed to, not directed to celebrities making an Instagram post or a public statement. Anyways, people replied to this person, so I'm gonna read some comments. What extra awareness do you need? You already know what's going on. Check the news for more information. Beyonce is not information central. And let's keep it a buck. Yes, Beyonce has a lot of influence and she is a very successful singer. However, she is not an important figure in what's happening around the world with Palestine, Congo, or Sudan, nor should she be. I don't like the idea of centering celebrities during times like this. They should not be the center, they should not be the focus of it. Our focus is helping the people who need help, not getting a statement from them and then calling them a hero for making a statement. Beyonce is not an expert on what's happening, and she will not add any substance to the discourse that's occurring. And I saw a comment that was basically saying this, so let me read it for you guys. There's hundreds of scholars and diplomats with extensive experience on the issue all over the internet. Go read and listen to them. And they linked a clip of one of Dave Chappelle's comedy shows, which really ties into what I'm trying to say and get across to you guys. So I'm gonna play it for you guys right now.
Stop worshiping celebrities so much. Just don't pay attention. I remember right around September 11th, Ja Rule was on MTV. That's what they said. We got Ja Rule on the phone. Let's see what Ja's thoughts are on this tragedy. Who gives a fuck what Ja Rule thinks at a time like this? Nigga, this is ridiculous. I don't want to dance, I'm scared to death. I want some answers that Ja Rule might not have right now. You think when bad shit happens to me, I'll be in the crib like, oh my God, this is terrible. Could somebody please find Ja Rule, get hold of this motherfucker so I can make sense of all this. Where is Ja?
I always find it interesting how comedians can make jokes out of serious situations and it's still funny. Like, that's something that I low-key try to do because I use humor as a way to cope with serious things, and I feel like I can come up as insensitive if I don't do it right, so that's why I usually don't try to do that. But it's just very interesting to see how comedians can navigate that. However, I do agree with Dave and exactly what he's trying to say. When bad things happen and tragedy strikes, why do we run for celebrities and beg them to make a statement? Why do we need them to help us make sense of everything? Like, we're grown, we're adults, we should make that decision for ourselves. We do not know these people personally, so to expect them to support certain causes is just, I don't know, we just really shouldn't. And obviously I would like to think and hope that these celebrities do support causes, but however, I don't need a statement from them. Also, I want to talk about Miss Taylor Swift because she has been in the news for a very, very long time. And people have been dragging her as well. So it's not just Beyonce, it's also Taylor. Honestly, it's everyone. But I've noticed that a lot of women have been getting dragged. So I'm like, where's the men getting dragged? I mean, maybe men are getting dragged and I'm just not seeing that because I don't really care about them. But anyways, Taylor Swift has been getting dragged as well. She's been known for being silent on political, social, or different issues that are beyond her expertise. And I don't really keep up with Taylor Swift, so she's never really on my timeline unless like something big happens. So when I saw comments about people dragging her for not posting about what's happening around the world, I was like, oh, like interesting. And I was like, okay, so I guess a lot of people are dragging her for being silent. Anyways, my friend sent a really good video about someone summarizing what people had to say about Taylor Swift. So I'm gonna play it for you guys.
I saw a tweet about Palestine that was supposed to be funny, but actually made me think a lot. And it was that if Taylor Swift posted something that was pro-Palestine, the West would fall within the hour. And it's silly on the surface level, but the thing is, that's what's so important about everyone speaking out about Palestine. When someone that you love deeply or respect talks about an issue, you're going to listen to them more than someone that you hate. It's unfortunate that parasocial relationships are sometimes stronger than ones that we have with people in our actual lives. but think about the communities that are forged around stan culture. When Taylor Swift asked people to register to vote, however many years ago that was, she got like 1 million new voters to sign up from like one Instagram post. Or think of how respected John and Hank Green are, both as educators and internet personalities. If even one of them was to post about Palestine, imagine how much more traction we would get. I think the solution is to not let up and to hold celebrities accountable. Comment on all of their posts that you care about the Palestine conflict. Demand that they speak up and demand that they make a statement. And a lot of these billionaires could put their money where their mouth is.
So anyways, that was the video, and this person did make a lot of good points, especially when they said if someone who you admire or love talks about something, you're gonna listen to them, which I totally get. However, in serious situations like what's happening around the world, you should not have to love the person to listen to what they have to say. It's a serious issue. You can go find the information outside. You don't need your favorite celebrity to tell you what to do or how to feel or to educate you on what's happening. And another good point they made is that Taylor Swift got millions of people to register to vote after she made an Instagram post encouraging people to register to vote. And that's great that Taylor did that, but I'm just like, you guys really needed Taylor Swift to tell you to register to vote? When it comes to significant things that are important, such as signing petitions or donating or registering to vote, you should not need a celebrity to tell you what to do. And this is why I say stan culture needs to be reevaluated, because it feels like anything certain celebrities say, some fans will just crumble and do it. Like they will not even think, they won't even use any critical thinking skills, and they will just do as they say. And that's not how we should navigate the world or interact with our favorite celebrities. However, there is one point that I agree with 100%, and that's when they said billionaires should put their money where their mouth is. And I agree, y'all should be donating, y'all can donate. Like, I'll just say this, I don't need a celebrity or billionaire to make a statement, but you guys can donate. Anyways, the video was good and it did bring up important points, but I just didn't really agree with them. But now I just want to read you guys some comments about Taylor Swift and just analyze them. So this one reads, "Hi Taylor PR's team. To anyone who's actually paying attention, this is a bad look. I don't mean to lose my graces, but people are dying. Stop doing cover stories where she gives uncanny valley and flooding us with Travis BS. Because in an attention economy where Palestinians need it more, it comes off as villainous and tone deaf. Just some friendly advice." And I can see where this comment is coming from, but to be honest, when Travis and Taylor got together, it wasn't Taylor who was bombarding us with Travis. It was all the news articles and the magazine companies. They were the ones who put Taylor and Travis everywhere. It's not fair to blame her. I think we should be blaming the news articles who are actually the ones reporting on it and not reporting on what's actually happening around the world. They're the ones who are pushing Taylor and Travis down our throats. Yes, it was really annoying, but I do not blame her for that. But let's just keep reading some comments. I don't need Taylor to say anything. In fact, I'd prefer if celebrities didn't comment on politics. Idolizing people like Taylor is not a substitute for engaging with meaningful, informed content produced by knowledge holders. I love Taylor, but I don't need her to masquerade as a geopolitical expert when she isn't, especially in relation to a topic as intense as this. And this one is also similar as well. They said, "I don't want or need Taylor to speak up about this issue. To be frank, what would she know or what insight could she offer that wouldn't be better explained by people with actual knowledge and experience? As others have alluded to, celebrity activism for the most part is performative. She doesn't have to make a statement. I think we've lost perspective as to why we want every artist to share their stance on issues around the world. Sure, they're all in the public eye and have a lot of influence, but if you think about it, a lot of other folks with important titles and designations around corporate America and other countries do too. And they are never pressured into or expected to make a statement. Also, they in probability have a higher influence directly in many cases over the outcome." So everyone here made really good points that I basically do agree with for the most part. And the last one in particular too, I did like, because I do feel like we should be applying more pressure to the people who are in charge, who are in the government, to be making a change. Like, y'all should be dragging Joe Biden. I think we give celebrities too much power. Like, do you really think that if Taylor Swift or Beyonce or any singer-songwriter called him and said, "Hey, ceasefire," do you guys think it would happen? I feel like we give them too much power. They're not political figures and they're not within the government. They don't have that jurisdiction to make those kind of calls. So this section of the video is going to focus on reading the comments of people who support celebrity activism. So let's read it and see what they have to say. But anyways, I want to explore the opposing side more. I feel like I've explored them a little bit, but I still want to just read some comments to y'all that are not critiquing any celebrity in particular, but just a broad critique of celebrities using their platform. So let's get into it. I just want to go over these comments because they explain the other side better and they give us more points than just the simple spreading awareness. So let's just get into it and see what they have to say. Politicians use celebrity endorsements, so there is absolutely nothing wrong with holding a musician, actor, etc. to the same standards as politicians. We should even try to push politics onto seemingly apolitical performers before they unknowingly endorse a trash politician. Great comment. But if a politician is using a celebrity as an endorsement, that will not automatically make me want to vote for that person. And that shouldn't make anyone want to do that. Even if it's Beyonce, I'm not doing that. To vote for someone is a very important decision and you cannot rely on someone else telling you what to do. Just because a celebrity that you like is like, hey, vote for Joe Biden, that does not mean you should vote for Joe Biden. Our due diligence. It's our due diligence. It's our responsibility to make sure that we do the research and see what that politician stands for before voting for them. We should not rely on celebrities to do that for us. And the second part of the comment where they said that we should push politics onto performers, nah, they're grown. Like, why would you want to push politics on someone who's grown? You should be aware of what's happening around the world. Plus they have PR teams too that can help them. There's no way that they can unknowingly endorse a trash politician. So let's read another. Critiquing celebrities or anyone with a large platform, especially billionaires, for not using their platform for justice is completely fair in my opinion. And yes, there's nothing wrong with critiquing them. Why do we have to wait for celebrities to talk about it before we start paying attention to it or want to actually help? I think that's what we need to focus on, because we should not treat celebrities as politicians or as social justice activists. Like, they are singers, actors, musicians, and athletes. They are not activists. So I don't know why we keep pushing that role onto them. I actually searched up who the most followed people on Instagram were. So let's read that list and see if we think these people are good activists. So first is Cristiano Ronaldo, footballer, Messi. Okay, Selena Gomez. I already talked about Selena Gomez earlier, so you guys already know what's up. So yeah, so Selena Gomez, Kylie Jenner. Kylie is definitely not the person who we should be asking to talk about important issues. Just saying. Then we have Dwayne Johnson, Ariana Grande, Kim Kardashian, Beyonce, Khloe Kardashian, and Kendall Jenner. Yeah, none of these people are qualified to talk about what's happening in Palestine, Sudan, or Congo. And this comment also talks about billionaires too. And I don't need a billionaire to talk about what's happening, but I would like if they opened up their pockets and donated. And the thing is that we can't tell them what to do with their money. However, we can hope that they're good people and actually put their money where their mouth is and donate to reputable organizations that are trying to help people who are being massacred right now. Anyways, let's just read one more comment. And this comment was actually replying to someone else who said that just because you're famous and rich it doesn't make you a good advocate. And they basically said that we shouldn't want celebrities to be political or social activists. We should keep those roles for people who have the expertise and have the knowledge to do so. So this comment is replying to that. Agree with the first point, see where you're coming from with the second, but I disagree. If you have a platform, you have a responsibility to use it for good. It's that simple. We're not asking for a dissertation on IHL, which stands for International Humanitarian Law. Just use your voice and bring awareness to those that listen to you. And I agree, if you have a platform, you should use it responsibly and just use it for the betterment of society. And I understand the importance of spreading awareness to the public. If something is happening and it's not well known by a lot of people, I understand that spreading awareness by using a large platform is a way to get the word out there. However, I don't feel like this applies to Sudan, Congo, or Palestine because we know what's happening. There are many resources circulating on social media giving us ways how we can help them. So I feel like we're wasting our energy on focusing on celebrities posting about it when we could be doing the actual work to do our best and try to save these people. The way I found out about Palestine, Sudan, and Congo is not through any celebrity. It's simply by going on social media and staying up to date on what's happening around the world, which is something that we should all do. Make sure that we're aware just so we know what's happening. You don't even have to watch the news anymore. You can just go on social media, go on Instagram and go on Twitter, and it's basically news. Like, you're gonna find out what's happening. We need to stop letting the people whose songs we like tell us what to do during a genocide. A lot of the discourse on this topic has been surrounding the fact that people are saying that celebrities need to use their platforms because if you have such a huge platform, how dare you not use it to promote good and to stand in solidarity with people who are dying. And I understand that, but when we think about it, 90% of celebrities are not equipped to be activists or to talk about situations like this, and we shouldn't even want them in those positions to begin with. And if all they can do is spread awareness or influence people, I think we need to just take more accountability. We should not need celebrities to influence our decisions on important movements. We need to be autonomous individuals and use our critical thinking skills to make decisions for ourselves. No celebrity can tell me what to do, and no celebrity needs to inform me on what's happening around the world. A quick Google search will go a long way. Information is already out there, so what we can do now is focus on applying pressure to those who are in charge and who are continuing the oppression of the people of Congo, Sudan, and Palestine. But overall, I found this discussion very interesting. That's why I wanted to make a video about it. I've been seeing people talk about it for months now, so I just decided to bring it to my channel and to see what you guys have to say about it. But I wasn't too sure about this topic actually, because a lot of people were telling me that it might be too controversial or just too sensitive. So I tried to be as respectful as possible while still keeping it a buck. I'm gonna leave resources in the description box below about Palestine, Congo, and Sudan and how you can help. So if you have time, feel free to check them out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and please comment down below. I'm very interested in hearing your thoughts, and I don't expect everyone to agree with me because I know there's a lot of strong opinions on this topic. But anyways, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I appreciate you very much for watching it, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I will catch you in my next video. Bye.